The reason I ask is that we have a gift for you to take home for him. It's a temporary gift, but he was kind of curious about our sponsor's phone system, and so we're going to let you take that back to him and see. He can just plug and play, so he can give it a shot. And I guess might as well throw out a little bit of a commercial for the sponsor. Crescendo phones are cloud VoIP phones, so they plug straight into the internet. There's no long distance for them, and if a small business has multiple locations, or if they're just a small business, it's four-digit for extension dialing, and again with a organization like Chicanos for Causa, there's a lot of long distance that goes on between the organizations, among the organizations that would disappear. So we're going to let you guys test that out, and I also brought a small gift for you from one of our sponsors, from the Chief Financial Officer has actually given us the ability to give you, and you're welcome to re-gift this to your wife if you'd like. It is a trip to the spa. So if you want to be pampered a little bit, you're welcome to. Tell her you were thinking of her. And but yeah, they're one of our sponsors, and we'd love to have you or her. Actually, what's kind of funny is I gave that as a gift to my wife at Christmas. And I thought, I felt guilty giving a gift that came from a sponsor. And it was her favorite gift. Furthermore, it turns out that if you work it right, you can actually, you go with your wife. And so she came back and said, hey, you were supposed to come with me. So I went back, and I have to admit, it was
pretty nice to be
pampered. Yeah. All right, so all the rest of you who didn't get gifts, go on down there and pay some good money. No, it's actually for about $70 a month. You get unlimited access to the spa, which is pretty amazing for anybody who wants to go down there. Chicanos por la Causa started off with a group of college students about 50 years ago?
43 years ago.
43 years ago. And tell us a little bit about that, how that originated organically. And I think it was more for economic development, job creation, that kind of thing to begin with. But obviously there's 34 different industries. Tell us about some of your favorite ones. And well, don't even say favorite, because they're all your favorite, right? The reason for the rotation. But tell us highlight some of them for us.
Sure, let me start with that history piece. We did start 43 years ago, almost 44 now, and that goes back to the late 60s. And so you think back in the time, little turbulent times in the United States, and a lot of within the Latino community, largely the Chicano community at the time, hence the name, was really starting to advocate for equality in education. So CPLC started as a movement, not as an organization, advocating for equal access to education in the Phoenix Union High School district. There was some concerns there that a lot of our kids were not being encouraged to go for higher education. They were being forced into other directions. So some of those issues came up, and perhaps the other part was not enough Latino teachers also on staff, so the students can actually see teachers that look like them. So the group started that way with their advocacy, and from there it grew into a formal organization and did get into job development, job placement, and the organization has just really blossomed and exploded in size over the last 40 years. No way, I think, that the founders of CPLC envisioned the CPLC of today. Today, the organization is just shy of 800 employees. We are a truly statewide organization. We have offices in northern Arizona as far and as far south as Douglas and excuse me, not Douglas, but Nogales and Yuma, and all points in between. Our three largest bases of operation are in Phoenix, Yuma, and in Tucson, and our services are really grouped into 4 pillars now. We have our economic development services, our education services, our housing services, and probably we're best known for our social services.
Okay. One of the things I want to clear up before we go to break is when I mentioned to people who was coming on the show, they say, "Oh yeah, that housing organization," because Causa and Causa, kind of the same. But for those non-Spanish speaking among our listeners, Causa and Casa, tell us a little bit about the confusion difference there.
Casa, C-A-S-A, of course, means house, and Causa, C-A-U-S-A, is cause. So the name Chicanos por la Causa is really reflective of those roots that I talked about, which Chicano, Mexican American for the cause. That was really, again, really rooted in the advocacy of the organization, so that really reflects our history and something that we actually are quite proud of. Today, we do still do advocacy. We still cling to those roots that we have, but our services are open to everybody. It doesn't really matter. There's no ethnic line. It's really an economic line. If you need the services, there they are. We're here for you.
Great. I appreciate you clearing that up, and because you do have a mortgage end of or a mortgage part of your organization, and so some people thought that was Casa.
We do a lot of housing counseling, so yeah, that is a big piece of our business.
Okay, very good. I do want to take a moment for our commercial break, and we will be back after the break to learn more about some of the divisions of Chicanos por la Causa and how that the impact that they have had throughout the years. And toward the end of the show, we're going to talk a little bit more about what the future of Chicanos por la Causa is as well. So stay tuned, and once again, we appreciate Max joining us on the show today.